SportsCenter AM on YouTube. Gary Streisky, Randy Scott alongside. Happy pre-weekend to all who observed. You know, everyone is talking about who the Lakers drafted yesterday.
Yeah.
No one's talking about the fact that LeBron James is in love with the mother of one of his teammates.
Let's break that down because we're brave enough to talk about it right here, because we can either talk about that or have a debate about who has a lower golf handicap. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Probably love triangle, a little safer. It is a family affair in L.A. With the 55th pick in the draft, the Lakers selected USC freshman Bronny James after the 6'1 guard averaged just under 5 points in under 20 minutes per game for the Trojans this season. The James family had to wait until the second day for it to be official, but really this has been 19 years in the making. On the way to more history for the James family, here's Mac 10.
The Lakers waited 55 picks to draft Bronny James on Thursday, and in doing so, made something happen that had never occurred before in the 77-year history of the NBA. Introduce a father-son duo as active players in the league. LeBron, Bronny, and close friends and family gathered at an intimate dinner party in New York awaiting the news, sources told me. And upon receiving a phone call from Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick telling them the news, Bronny held back tears and LeBron led the room in a champagne toast. And he was also very emotional, according to sources, considering the weight of the moment. Lakers star big man Anthony Davis told me Thursday morning he supported LA drafting the 19-year-old out of USC, touting Bronny's defensive abilities. And when it was all settled, LeBron messaged me one word after digesting what had just happened. Crazy, LeBron said. In El Segundo, with the Lakers, I'm Dave McMenamin, ESPN.
I mean this from the depths of my soul. It feels so good to talk to NBA front office insider Bobby Marks, who has 2 decades of front office experience, sifting through all of the noise outside of the actual pick and talking about the basketball ramifications now that the 19-year-old Bronny James brings with him to the Lakers as the 55th overall pick. Bobby, we know this is going to be a project to get him NBA ready. What are the next steps for Lakers leadership?
You're right, Gary. This is a multi-step process here. So we're going to be looking at the Lakers draft prospects. Dalton Knecht and Bronny James convene in Los Angeles for a mini camp. He will likely sign his second-round pick exception contract, which will be a 3 or 4 year contract. And then the Lakers will go up to Sacramento for the Sacramento Summer League that begins on July 6th, and then head to Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Summer League, July 12th to the 22nd. So we are looking at a crash course in NBA life for Bronny James over the next month here.
All right, so Bronny James is going to take a while for him to be a regular contributor, we can only assume, on an NBA playoff-ready team. Meanwhile, Paul George, he is exactly that, and he can test the free agent waters. What's the latest with him, and what are the ripple effects if PG decides to test the open market?
He controls free agency, Gary. Mm-hmm. Paul George controls free agency here. So he's got a $48.8 million player option that he has to exercise or opt in by tomorrow night at 5 o'clock here. If he becomes a free agent, okay, we are looking at potentially teams like Philadelphia, who has cap space. They can offer him a 4-year, $212 million contract. Remember, he could still negotiate with the Clippers right now. He's extension eligible for that same number, but a little bit more with the Clippers. They have shown no inclination to do so right now. Keep an eye on if Paul George opts into his contract. Opting into his contract kind of opens up the playing field, certainly for a team like Golden State to make a run at him.
Second best points per game last season for the Clips at 22 per. George shooting a career best 47% from the field also this past season. That's Bobby Marks. Never misses.
The anticipation has been building for weeks. The most highly anticipated number 55 pick in the history of the NBA draft.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James.
A father and a son, that feels like something that could be magical. The road to ultimate victory in the NBA is with two-way players. Bronny's of that ilk. We're excited to see this story unfold.
All right, good to get a couple minutes with our NBA analyst, CJ McCollum, with us on SportsCenter AM. CJ, you now have a Lakers team with LeBron James' son, LeBron James' podcast partner, JJ Redick is the head coach. If you're in that locker room, what are some of the challenges here?
I don't foresee any challenges with Bronny being drafted. I think he's a second-round pick, so the expectations won't be too high. I'm interested in seeing the development plan for him, you know, how they slowly kind of work him in, whether that's G League, whether that's Summer League, whether that's those state-ready games that he's going to have to play on game days as he continues to work his way into the rotation. I'm interested in seeing the relationship and dynamic between LeBron and JJ, how he holds him accountable. I expect there to be a high level of respect for both of them, considering JJ's past and their relationship. And lastly, I'm really interested in seeing who JJ surrounds himself with on his staff. Obviously, he's a first-year coach. There's going to be some challenges. Being able to make adjustments on the fly is going to be important. He's going to need some coaches on his staff with head coaching experience to kind of help guide him as he transitions into being a full-time head coach.
Okay, and it helps certainly when you have a guy in LeBron James who is sort of a coach on the floor as well, right? I mean, you can have somebody who can run your system, implement your system for you on the court. Let's get to your Pelicans, 49-33 last season. And now you have a draft pick in Yves Missi joining the fold down there in New Orleans. What's your early message to him?
Now, my early message to him is just to continue to work, put his head down and work hard. There's high expectations for him in terms of his ability to impact the game. They've talked about his ability to switch, his ability to guard pick and rolls in different coverages. Obviously, he has the ability to rim protect, as you see here, third most blocks for a freshman in Baylor history. He's athletic, he's a lob threat, and I think the future is going to be very, very bright for him, but it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of development to get used to the NBA game, and we're excited as an organization and franchise to have him.
And he looks, with that wingspan, he could probably carry a lot of bags as a rookie might, right? Like out to the plane, out to the bus. I mean, I'm not saying that happens. I don't need you to comment on it. I'll just, blink twice if I'm wrong.
He may have to get some green tea lattes for me and some chai tea lattes on the road, but nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. CJ McCollum, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Duke 7-footer Kyle Filipowski coming off the board a bit later than expected, number 32 to the Jazz after being a day one invitee. Flip, who spent 2 seasons at Duke, averaged 16.4 points and just over 8 boards, but waited all of Wednesday in the green room for his name to be called. His wait Thursday, much shorter. Perfect situation for Kyle Filipowski out there in Utah.
Listen, you've had an MVP drafted in the second round before. Nikola Jokic was a second-round draft pick. It has happened. Maybe it could happen again. What will happen is SportsCenter AM on YouTube. Thanks for watching.